I was so sassy.
In this episode, Don Hunters return back to the boatyard to do boat work, and be sure to watch to the very end to learn how and where we met.
Who would have thought? For the 30 years age difference, we find ourselves both on the same journey.
Marriage at 60 to an old boat and a young wife.
Time for big guns.
This is definitely the nastiest job I've ever been doing.
Embark on this journey. Hit the subscribe button to join our crew.
In the last episode, Don Hunter shows you how to repair your wet electronics, hunting for stainless steel to make the new chain plates, and then bringing home the most important package of all.
A small recap. Thank you for all of your comments about William's injury. We stayed at anchor until the wound was healed enough to head back. It made me realize that though I stayed calm and followed the instruction of William, who was past paramedic, my first aid training needs a total recall.
Don't swim with grills.
Don't swim with grills. Yes, I agree.
10 years of martial arts breaking bricks, and what happens? A grill knocks me to my knees.
When William first invited me to a date, which he claims to be not a date, but just like a friendly, friendly what? What?
Friendly get together.
Friendly get together. He proposed to me a glass of Malbec in his message, and I said that if it's going to be Pinot Noir, then I'm going to accept his offer. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I was so sassy. I'm like, just get that freaking wine. No, just take it.
Whether it's in a bottle,
Yes,
a
right?
box, whether it comes in a package.
That's what always was getting me the best men.
You never had best men.
Exactly. Just one now. All the rest.
Cornflakes.
Corn thieves. What was it?
Donzi.
Donzi?
Yep. What we used to race when we were doing poker runs.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You've been in poker runs, right?
Yeah, but the Donzi was like a low-class wannabe boat.
Oh yes?
Yeah, it wasn't like the skaters. They just make a lot of noise and maybe do 70. Yeah, they're trying to be boaters. Continuing with the pilot house, I'm now working on the design of the inner portion of the roof. And what's going to happen here is there will be a curve that matches the fiberglass roof that's going to mount on top. This will be the inner portion of marine plywood where I would be able to attach the teak strips later after this all gets built. So I'm doing the layout for the plywood and adding the center supports as well as accommodations for a port light that'll be in this vicinity. So come along and watch this pilot house continue.
Such a hard worker you are.
What are you doing out here?
I crawled secretly.
Yes, I see.
I brought you some cold water and your phones that you forgot. Well,
Don't take a cold water. Be careful, you're like 70 feet above the water. And if you trip and bounce, this is an
VC camera.
excellent assistant, helper. You can see she's dressed for welding, same as I am. Tired of quarantine? Had it with social distancing? Dig into that change jar. Go to Dawn Hunter's Patreon page and support our production. My great wife and partner brought me a nice cold water, my phones, and back into the other boat because it's about 90 out here in the sun and sweltering hot today. Luckily, I have a mission of getting this damn boat back in the water, so I kind of forget about the heat.
We are back to our favorite place.
Yes, Yana shrunk. She was working so hard. I got the tall bar stool. Glasses. Wait a minute, how are we gonna do this?
Maybe she will give you a glass.
We're really slumming it, eating in these little places. Just look how bad this food is. Drone flight. Even the rice. Supports now tack welded in place. Next I can move the second sheet of marine wood to organize and lay out the tabs on each side that will then hold it in place against the steel tubes. I start to weld the cross pieces on that will support the curved rooftop. The inner plywood, as I showed you in an earlier video, if you check here on the pilot house design, this marine wood will be the inner side of the rooftop. The teak will be on the exterior, and then the top will be fiberglass. So it'll be fully insulated and have the same curve so we can collect rainwater on each side. So I'm going to start tacking temporarily in place the center supports. Good thing is, although it's hot out today, almost 90 degrees, we've got an amazing wind off of the Miami River. So up here about, we're maybe 50 feet above the water. Beautiful breeze. I cut this front in two pieces, so planning ahead, I've got a wire way here. We're running any kind of wires, overhead lights, instruments, and so forth. It's always easier to do it in the planning stage than cutting things later on. So I'm going to tack these pieces in place next. Probably not the best to be using open-toe shoes. Haven't welded in a while, so I forget I've got to keep my feet out of the way. One little spark and then I get to do the welder's dance. Now that I have the roof somewhat put in place temporarily, I've made a bunch of small tabs, and these tabs I'm going to weld in locations along the steel so I can then not only bolt the plywood down in place, but then later when the fiberglass top gets on, I'll be able to take screws and go completely through the steel, through the underlayment, and into the fiberglass roof, thus completely securing it. And then in multiple locations, I will do double straps on the outside so that I've got a completely secure rooftop in the event of any kind of bad storm, hurricane, or super high winds.
Finally, when I look down into the bilge, I see pretty silver paint and no more rust. The 4 days that I thought it would take turned into 4 months.
I know a lot of you guys by the comments were concerned about the rust in the metal boat, but with the proper care, proper rust removal, and sealing, the boat is actually better than new.
It's gonna rain and we have to move the tools that William left on the spot where the rain can get them. We have to save the tools. The saving operation. What stories? You know, we call that in Russia mess cleaner. There is someone who does the mess, and they have mess cleaner. The killers, assassins, they have the mess cleaners. So that's what it is.
Mass or mess?
Mess. It's pretty outside.
We have mass too.
Pretty little scenery. Nice kiss. We saved William tools. The air is amazing. You can smell the rain in the air. Beautiful scenery. Quiet.
Okay, this is not really where we met, but kind of. This is the bathroom of the little French place, which is just like going to France.
I was sitting here, reading a book and noticed a man with a very attractive girl dining with him. Being a photographer, I was always scouting new faces, and that girl was just what I was looking for. So despite being shy, I went to their table and introduced myself, giving them a card. And we are saving the rest of the story for our first live stream after we reach 1,000 subscribers. So help us out and send one of our videos to your friends and family.
So this is actually where we first met. It's a little place called the Palais. You can see on the back, and it is a very cool little tiny French place. In the back we have a garden, all set, and outside has tables, but on the inside is where actually I was sitting and I was outside here. So it gives you a small idea about what is here. Amazing.
You vlogging?
Hello. Well, you have a ride.
Yes. I have the ride.
Yeah, we went inside.
Everyone is here?
No.
No?
This video is available now to our patrons at patreon.com/dawn_hunters. It will be released in the future for our subscribers on YouTube.
For those of you that can't wait, from now on we will have early release adventures for our patrons.